Today I'll be discussing Dr. James R. Dumpson's contributions to the social work field. James Dumpson was born on April 5, 1909, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was the first of 5 children between James and Edith Dumpson. His father, James, was a banker, and his mother, Edith, was a teacher. He lived on Hutchinson Street in his early childhood. However, he moved to Gilheany Street and attended Newtown Elementary and West Philadelphia High School for boys. In the 1940s, James Dumpson married Goldie Brangman. Goldie was a nursing student who later continued on to co-found the School of Anesthesia. They had one child together, Jure Wade. However, they did not live together. Throughout both their careers, they both lived in separate houses in Manhattan, down the same street. James was raised Episcopalian. However, the all-white churches in Pennsylvania turned him away. He converted to the Catholic religion, claiming they were more welcoming. In 1932, James earned his teaching certificate from Cheyney State College. In 1934, he earned his bachelor's degree in education from Temple University. He continued on to earn his master's degree in social work from Fordham University. He then studied at the University of Dhaka in East Pakistan and earned his doctorate of philosophy. James's career was 65 years long. He was a huge advocate for the poor. However, his heart was drawn towards helping the poor in New York City. He was very interested in policy reform. He was also a huge mentor and educator for the community. He promoted a society fueled by care and equality, and he was interested in policies that were both effective internationally and nationally. While James was studying at the University of Dhaka in East Pakistan, he was also an advisor to the United Nations on child family welfare and institutional development. James began his career as a teacher at a segregated elementary school in Oxford, Pennsylvania. However, he left because he felt that he could make a larger impact on society doing other things. His career began before the Social Security Act was enacted. He worked as a caseworker for the Children's Aid Society in New York. This was between the 30s and the 40s. The 50s was a big time for James when it came to advocating. In 1956, he joined the Welfare Department in New York City. This made him the first African American welfare commissioner in U.S. history. He was also the first African American social worker to control welfare in the city. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy appointed Dumpson to Commission of Narcotics and Drug Abuse. Dumpson was the only African American appointed. The 60s were the time that Dr. Dumpson began advocating for those fighting poverty. In 1964, Dumpson spoke on behalf of Senator Goldwater's accusations. His accusation claimed that welfare recipients were just lazy. Because Dumpson advocated for poverty and the war on poverty, he felt that these remarks were not helpful for fighting the war on poverty. After the war on poverty in the 60s, the 70s was a time that Dumpson really planned on eliminating welfare fraud. In 1975, he created a computer system that eliminated individuals on the welfare system. The system eliminated recipients who were on city payroll or were receiving unemployment benefits. This computer system eliminated 2,599 people from the welfare roll. In 1976, James Dumpson was appointed the Dean of Fordham University's Graduate School of Social Service. This was the first African American dean in a non-African school. As a result of the 1935 Social Security Act, child welfare services shifted from the private sector to the public sector. In the 1960s, lots of reports of child abuse and neglect were coming in. Dr. Dumpson advocated for the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act of 1974. Dr. Dumpson made reforming the child welfare system a major priority as well. As a commissioner for the New York City Department of Public Welfare, he was able to oversee many efforts to desecrate the child welfare system. This eventually led to the mending of many programs for the poor, including the 1962 Welfare and Amendments, and the creation of the Human Resource Administration. The elderly was a large group that Dr. Dumpson advocated for throughout the Johnson and Kennedy administration. He wanted to assure them comfort in their old age. Dr. Dumpson was inducted chairman of the board of the Health and Hospitals Corporation. In his retirement, he was still a visiting professor at Fordham University and a senior consultant with the New York Community Trust. Dr. Dumpson passed away on November 5, 2012, at 103, and he died from a stroke. Throughout Dr. Dumpson's career, he strived to help the poorest of the poor. Dr. Dumpson used all the positions and departments he held to improve social welfare. Throughout his lifetime, James Dumpson won multiple awards. One of the main awards that he won was the Keystone Award. This recognized his services involving his social welfare work. Another award that he won was the Distinguished Service Medal. This was awarded to him by the Council on Social Work Education. Another award that Dumpson earned was the Honorary Lifetime Membership. This was instituted to him by Social Sciences and New York Academy of Medicine.